Hey guys, this is Matt Z from Optimus Futures. And if you noticed last week, I didn't have recordings. And the reason is because I was traveling and I have to take care of customers with new projects that we're doing and also brokers that we're bringing on board. We are growing our brokers to help out our customers. And like I always say, this is probably not the last time that I am going to apologize. But I'm going to talk about something productive today. I'm going to talk about making you realize things where mistakes happen. And most of those podcasts, I get inspiration from things that I read and mostly from conversations that I have with people and the questions that they ask me. And every single time somebody asks me a question, it could be the same question that somebody else asked me, but the context of a conversation could be different, and that inspires me for a new podcast. So recently I've been asked, what do I do to avoid all the mistakes? Somebody told me there are so many mistakes that I can do in trading. I can trade on emotions, and I can trade on leverage, on too much leverage, and I can overtrade, and then I go into vengeance trading, trying to recover, or I get confident, when I have a profit and then everything disappears. Then what do I do to eliminate all of that, right? So it's very hard to eliminate all of the mistakes all at once, because I believe you have to experience every single mistake to realize it. And it's part of trading. There's nothing you can do. Part of trading, there's no school or university, and a lot of it is self-taught. So what you have to do is realize along the way is that what you need to do is make the mistakes. They happen. Learn from them and kind of be conscious not to repeat them again. But when I think about all the mistakes that are happening, they stem when people trade for dollars. So there is a really big difference between trading for dollars, trading just for the sake of making money, versus trading. So again, there is trading, and then there's trading for dollars. When you trade, just trade, that means that you're waiting for your signals, you're putting the right number of contracts appropriate for your risk capital and your risk tolerance, you execute the trade, you apply risk management, and you obviously apply where you want to see the reward for that transaction. That's it. This is what trading is. Now, some trades you win, some trades you lose, but you're just executing a plan. That's all you're doing. You're just executing a plan. You don't think about dollars. You think about market setup, risk management, reward, risk to reward, everything else but dollars. Dollars are not involved in trading. They're just not involved. Now, clearly, in calculation of risk and reward, you can say there is a risk of, let's say on a micro contract, let's say there's a risk of me losing, for example, let's say it's $50 on 10 points versus making $150 on 30 points or something like that. Or maybe you're trading 5 micros, so you do the math. So there is dollar involved over there in terms of actual money, but really it's more about points. So it's 1 point versus 3 points. Again, less thinking about the actual amount, although that's involved, but the actual points, that's what matters. The risk reward that matters. But then there is trading that is entirely focused on dollars. That's all there is in the trader's mind, which is the worst set, or this is the worst frame of mind that you can have when you trade. This is where all the mistakes will happen. Every single one of them. This is what I truly believe. So, for example, let's say you had a bad day. You're trying to recover. You said, you know what, I lost $300, $500, $1,000, $10,000, don't know. You lost. Now you're saying, I have to recover this money. Now you're thinking how I recover dollars. Now you're thinking money. You're not thinking about market setup. You're not thinking about risk reward. You're only thinking about how am I going to recover, which leads to impulsive behavior and everything else, right? Or maybe you had a good day. Let's say you made, again, throwing totally hypothetical number out there. Let's say that you're thinking how to add in addition to the $5,000 you made today. And you say, you know what? It would be great if I ended up with 7,000. I made 5,000. I need another 2,000. Now the only thing you think about is dollars. Again, it's dollar-based thinking because the only thing you're trying to do is add money. So you're thinking dollars and money instead of trading. So if you lost, the market does not owe you money. It does not have to give you money back for that day. In fact, if you lost and you walked away and you did not have a good day and didn't have a mental state of mind, this is actually the cheapest loss you will have, or the lowest loss. You go and try and recover that with a bad frame of mind, it would double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, right? Such a word, right? 5 times as much. It's the same thing when you make money. You made money, you were in a good frame of mind. You said, you know what? You have to say, okay, it's good. If you start thinking about how do I make more, this is, again, you're thinking about impulsive behavior to make more, and then you're forcing setups. You're doing things that are really not good. So you go all of a sudden from a profit of 5,000 to 4,000, and you're saying, you know what? I'm just going to bring it back up to 5,000 now, and I'm going to quit. And your 4,000 turns into 3,000, and then at 3,000 you said, well, I got to make it back because I felt so good when it was 5,000, which is a whole psychological process that we can actually talk about for the next 10 years, in terms of, traders' psychology. But then you lost. So there are many traders out there who turned a really good day into a really bad day, and a bad day into the worst day. And the problem with that is that you basically, it gets into your character. It gets into your nature to do those kind of things. Once you start doing it, it's very hard to stop doing it, right? Even if you're conscious of those traits, of this kind of behavior. It's just impossible sometimes to eliminate it. Well, I shouldn't say impossible. I would say it's very challenging. The more you start, this is the thing about habits. Once you start having bad habits, it's just bad habits build upon bad habits. It's very hard to kind of go backwards and make good habits. So I would say to eliminate all the mistakes out there. Start thinking about, do I trade right now for dollars or am I trading the markets? And that is the biggest, one of the biggest help guides that I could give you to do better in every asset class. Because, as I always say, mistakes are never intelligent. There's never intelligent mistakes and less intelligent mistakes. But there are also bad days. You have to recognize that there will be bad days. And with the right risk reward, you can have more bad days than good days and still come out ahead. You just have to wrap your head around it. It's just, there's no other way. You don't have to win every day, but you also have to minimize your losses every day. And part of minimizing your losses every day is not just have a quantity that you say, I don't want to lose more than that. It's also controlling your state of mind, your mental resources, to say to yourself, okay, I am not going to trade just for the sake of dollars. When I start thinking about money and how to recover or how to make more, this is where I'm deviating from the plan. And like I always say, this is such a simple, as the, gamblers call it, or in a blackjack game or in a poker game, they call it a tilt. It's just a stage that you actually go from, a solid, disciplined state of mind to just doing ridiculous things because you just started losing. And then it just piles on itself. So you can never tilt, right? You can never go through that process. So I suggest you promise yourself that Whenever you start thinking about dollars and thinking about money, you have to eliminate it right there and then. And promise yourself that every time you see it happening, you will stop. In the long run, it will truly help you. So again, there is a difference between trading the markets versus trading for dollars. And I would say trade the markets. It's a healthier, in my personal opinion. I have to state that everything in this podcast is my opinion. In every podcast that I do, it's always my opinion. You can have your own opinion. But I would say to have a healthy mental state of mind where you basically save on your mental resources, it's crucial for trading. It builds up some sort of a stamina in trading, and it's a good habit to have. Your habits will dictate a lot of your success. I don't believe that there are good traders there with bad habits. They just overcome what 99% of the people cannot do. And I'll tell you this, not everybody can listen to this podcast, unfortunately. But now that you've listened to it, you have a major advantage over many other traders in the marketplace that will fall on this mistake over and over again. What I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter if you traded, 1920, 1950, or if you're going to trade in 3020. Well, I don't think we're all going to be here in 3020, but the point, you get the point. The point is that this advice is not just for these times. It's not for volatile times and less volatile times. It's not for up market or down markets, bad economy, good economy, buyer's market, seller's market, irrelevant. You do not think about dollars when you trade. I know you've earned this money. It is extremely hard and challenging to detach yourself from that part, because when you lose, you don't lose points. You lose actual dollars. You will see it reflected in your account. But if you start doing things that are bad in the marketplace, for example, starting trade and trying to recover money and, over leveraging at some point because you want to make it back, or all the other gazillion mistakes that sometimes, I can't sometimes list all the mistakes that can happen. But I believe that many of them stem from thinking about dollars. Make yourself a little sticker out there on your computer and say to yourself, trading the market setups with the right size and the right leverage. If you're trading an asset that doesn't have leverage, don't write that. If you trade futures or any other asset that trades leverage, such as futures options, forex, things of that nature, have that. Don't trade dollar for dollars. Trade the markets. Use the right leverage. Just this in itself will help you out tremendously. So I hope it was helpful. I hope you will listen to me because I want you to be successful. I would love to earn your business here at optimusfutures.com. And we look forward to helping you out. Don't hesitate to call us. We want to make sure that we help our customers, we give them the right advice, and we'll give you a good service, competent service that, we know that there's a lot of brokers out there. I get it. But the reason that I'm doing this podcast is because I want to earn your business, to make you realize that the people who are in operation here and are guided by me are people with the philosophy of helping our customers. This is why I'm doing this podcast. This is just not only a marketing ploy. Yes, this is my way to get my message out. Don't be naive. This is an advertising for Optimus Futures. But I want you to know that the broker you end up with will have a lot of impact on your bottom line, because a lot of people are good in advertising. A lot of people can buy Google AdWords, and they can write, and they can buy sponsorships on different sites, and this is why many customers end up with them. And then that's when it stops. You just go in and then you're on your own, right? So I just want to tell you, you're not on your own with Optimus Futures. We want to help you out. So we look forward to helping you. Sometimes we're busy. Sometimes we try to respond to all the emails and all the phones. But if sometimes we delay, call us again. Drop us an email. We want to help you out. So, again, reach us at optimistfutures.com. Our phone number is 1-800-771-6748. If you're calling overseas or you want to use a local number, it's 561-367-8686. And the last plug that I'm going to do is for our own platform. It's a white label technology called Optimist Flow, and it's a really good platform to trade on. It's fast. It's good for day trading, for scalping. If you're trading shorter term or longer term, the charting is really good. It's fueled by Rhythmic, CQG. And we have many clearing firms that we can set you up. It's free. The platform is free, and a lot of the features on it are absolutely free. And the free version of this platform will have everything you need for trading. So I look forward to having you on board. Just wanted to tell you, I don't downplay the risk in futures trading. It's a risky market, and it's basically not for everyone. And so I'm telling you that there's a substantial risk of loss in futures trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. And please trade only with risk capital. I wish you well, and I will see you on Friday. This Friday, we'll have the next podcast. So please subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening to. Please leave a good comment so we could be found by other people. We rely on you to be found out there. So any good feedback you would give on the podcast, wherever you're listening to it, it's highly appreciated. Thank you, and until next time.